So this meeting is open to the public. We had an advertisement in the Age on the 21st of October, and also we advise people through our DHSV social media channels. And I'll encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to us, please jump on, like us. There's some great content in there for everyone. So the AGM is a chance for us to reflect on the many great achievements of the last financial year, but also to look forward to the vision. And so we're going to celebrate that hard work, the dedication and the innovation that define our whole organisation, as well as look forward to what are those opportunities and growth areas that we want to be better with. So we look forward to taking you through that. But I'm going to go through a whole list of achievements today, but I want to be very clear that they're not my achievements, they're not the board achievements, they're all of our achievements together, because we can't achieve that in isolation. We can't do it without our amazing board, our executive team, our staff, our consumers, our partners and the department, etc. And I've got some thank yous coming at the end. But do know that as much as I've got the pleasure to take you through those achievements, there's an incredible group of people who are really driving those, and I thank them. And also, as we look forward, I'm confident that if we keep working together, we can achieve our ambitious vision, which I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit. And we talk about empower, lead and care, but they're really our pillars to help us improve the oral health of all Victorians. And again, we can't wait to talk to you through that in a bit more detail. You're also going to hear from the wonderful Rebecca Patterson, who's our General Manager of the Royal Dental Hospital in Melbourne, and doing a wonderful job. We've got some staff results today that we're going through, and I think she was called the Beck Effect is happening. So you'll hear a great presentation from her on all of the highlights of RDHM, as well as for our wonderful CEO, Susan McKee, who's going to take you through our key priorities in 2024 and moving forward. So we're going to finish those presentations with some staff awards. Again, I always love that. It's my favourite part of the AGM, to be able to celebrate the incredible team that we've got. And then we'll have some refreshments afterwards. So I look forward to spending a bit of time with all of you. So as we move forward to the year in review. So before we delve into that review, I think it's important to think about what actually drives us, particularly for those who might be relatively new to DHSV or new to the public oral health sector. So our strategic direction was launched in 2022, and it's got a very bold vision to create a Victoria that is oral disease and cavity free. That's a pretty ambitious goal when you think about every single person in Victoria not having any oral disease or cavities. But we absolutely and firmly believe that every Victorian should have strong oral health care to improve their overall health and their quality of life. So when you believe so strongly in that, then it makes sense that everything we should do should be pointed in the direction of achieving that vision. And to do that, we know that people at different stages of their lives need different things, because our consumers are telling us that. We know that they're facing different challenges, and so we have to tailor our services based on their stage of life. So our strategic direction has those three key pillars that I talked about before: empower, care and lead. And so today I want to talk to you about the highlights that have come through each of those three pillars. Now, I wish I could mention all of the achievements over the year, but we do know that Christmas is coming next week, and so we could be here for a week, but hopefully you'll bear with me as we go through and celebrate all the incredible achievements the team have delivered. So from an Empower point of view, remember that this focuses on prevention, early intervention and positive behavioural change. It's about asking, how can we support people to look after their oral health proactively, outside the hospital and outside of the community dental agencies, but more in their homes and more in their communities. So we partner with the health, education, early childhood and community sectors to help families to eat well, drink well, and most importantly, clean well. So our popular Smiles for Miles program assists early childhood services to encourage and promote good oral health habits and healthy eating amongst children in their care. The program is delivered predominantly in preschools and is based on the World Health Organisation's Promoting Schools framework, an internationally recognised best practice approach. So that always gives us confidence. If we can align to the global best practice, then we should be able to deliver incredible care. So in 2022-23, Smiles for Miles reached more than 60,000 preschool aged children, and we provided oral health training to 598 childhood educators. And that helps us in a train the trainer type approach. So we feel confident that that can amplify the work that's happening in that program. And also in its 11th year so far, our Healthy Families, Healthy Smiles program provided professional development to 379 practitioners across maternal, early childhood and Aboriginal health settings, with a focus on improving the oral health of pregnant women and young children. The program also provided oral health resources including toothbrushes and toothpaste to an estimated 5,600 families. One of the exciting things I was really happy to hear about this year in a Victorian first, that 8 people graduated from our Aboriginal health practitioner fluoride varnish program. Now it feels a bit of a mouthful, but let me explain what it is. So these individuals are trained and registered to apply fluoride varnish to children. And it's a simple way of preventing tooth decay. And when you consider that Aboriginal children have 1.6 times more decayed tooth surfaces than non-Aboriginal children, it's programs like this that can help us close the gap that I talked about right at the start of the presentation. So this program demonstrates the true power of partnership. Funded by the Department of Health, the training was delivered by DHSV and RMIT University with Aboriginal community-controlled health organisations, regional public dental clinics and Yapara Children's Service, who generously supported the practical training. It's also important to acknowledge that the program would not have been possible without the dedication and persistence of the Loddon Mallee Aboriginal Reference Group that championed work to amend the drugs, poisons and controlled substance regulations that trained AHPs so they could administer fluoride varnish on children's teeth. So we move into care as our second pillar. This focuses on providing world-class oral and dental care. This is about ensuring our care is built around the value-based healthcare philosophy. And you've heard us talk about that for a number of years. It's something we're very proud about, some of the awards that the team have won, and it's something that's very important as we drive that evidence-based improving health outcomes and most importantly, set up Victorian kids for a healthy future. On the activities that we've done under that care pillar in the last 12 months, if you can believe this, 336,000 Victorians we've treated. Now that's an increase on 16% on last year. So that gives us a real sense of pride that we're growing the amount of people that we're servicing. But also importantly, 16% growth overall, but 28% increase in children. And so when we talked about that early childhood and how important that stage of life is, but also a 46% increase in people accessing oral surgery right here at the hospital. It's a pretty big number, 46%. So demonstrating that commitment to improve the oral health of all at-risk communities, we provided priority access to children and young people, refugees and asylum seekers, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, homeless individuals, pregnant women and individuals registered with mental health or disability services. And so in the last year, those priority groups increased by an incredible 27%. So we're growing the entire treatment by 16%, but our priority areas by 27%, including a 34% increase in care for our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. So again, coming back to that gap that we talked about right at the start. And a 47% increase in the number of refugees and asylum seekers were treated at our community dental agencies. So pretty significant lift. Now the program we always love to talk about is the Smile Squad. And we know that this school dental program is really targeted at helping make a more affordable and accessible oral health care for all Victorian school children. And I'm very proud to announce today that every Victorian government primary and secondary school has now been invited to be a part of the program. So as we've been ramping up the scale, we've now been able to get an offer out to all of those schools. And so in that last year, 454 schools received a visit from the Smile Squad vans, and more than 38,000 examinations were received. And fluoride varnish was provided to more than 25,000 of those students, and fissure sealants were provided to more than 10,000 students as well. So not just basic examinations, but very much a preventative approach. So the Smile Squad also distributed more than 315,000 dental school packs. So that's 3 times as many packs as what we did last year. So again, that's a pretty sizable number when you think about it, our community. And particularly we know where the cost of living challenges are at the moment. We know how important those packs are to make sure that that care and those behaviours happen and start from the home. And also excitingly, an additional 10 treatment vans joined the Smile Squad fleet. And they focused also on how we could streamline some of the challenges that we've experienced along the way. And so now we're doing things like electronic consent forms and e-learning modules to make sure that we can support those clinical teams. So while DHSV leads the Smile Squad, the program is the very definition of a team-focused effort. It's led by DHSV, but it only happens with the partnership of Department of Education and services delivered by teams from DHSV and community dental agencies across the state, with the incredible support of the Department of Health as well. So we thank the department for their continued support of Smile Squad, as well as our community dental agencies, who along with DHSV are crucial to the delivery of this important health program to all Victorian students. So other initiatives under that care pillar included, with thanks to the department for their funding, towards the establishment of specialised dental hubs in Bendigo, Geelong and the Latrobe Valley regions. And we spent a lot of time as a board thinking about how do we improve those services in regional Victoria, not just focus on metropolitan Melbourne. So that Bendigo hub is now up and running, and the Geelong and Latrobe Valley hubs will be opening in 2024. And these hubs are vital in helping children access specialised dental care closer to home instead of having to travel all the way into the hospital here to get that treatment. And we continue to use the oral health questionnaire to identify most of the people who are in need and offer them appointments through our clinics and through our voucher programs. And as a result, we were able to offer care to 95,000 people who have been waiting the longest for the treatment. So that waiting list is very important for us. We also progressed our transition to an electronic oral health care record, a single statewide oral health patient record and identifier. And I think this is an absolute game changer for the care that we want to provide to our consumers. So we contracted Titanium Solutions to deliver the application and standardise statewide workflows to provide a consistent user experience across all of Victoria. Another highlight was our progression of the Victorian Adult Oral Health Service Delivery Model. The new model aims to improve the health outcomes of all adult patients and reduce the wait list for care. It helps us prioritise patients most in need, deliver high-value preventative care, and more effectively manage oral diseases. We collaborated with our important partners, the community dental agencies, who are so vital across the state, and how we embedded those principles of value-based healthcare into the model. This included prioritising access to care based on population and individual risk factors, delivering preventative interventions while clients wait for an appointment, and ensuring continuity of care by merging the general and the denture wait lists. It's also an incredibly busy year for RDHM with the progression of our Operation Lighthouse. So it's a pretty amazing transformation program that drives clinical and operational excellence at the hospital. So the program encompassed 19 different initiatives, including a redesign of the patient flow in our emergency department, a redesign of patient scheduling, and a continuous improvement program in our day surgery unit. So Rebecca's going to talk through more details about the program, so I'm not going to give you too much of the exciting stuff. We'll leave that for Rebecca, so thank you. But also to create a more culturally safe environment for Aboriginal clients, we hired an Aboriginal liaison officer, Harmony Miller, who's working closely with Aboriginal community-controlled organisations and Aboriginal communities to improve oral healthcare outcomes. So when we think about reviews, we want to make sure we listen to our consumers all the way through, and that feedback that we're getting from them is really giving us a lot of confidence that those initiatives are paying off. So there's a couple of stats here that might be pretty interesting for you. So we've had 13,000 responses to our patient-reported experience measures, and 91% of those, 91% if you can imagine, have said they'd recommend our service to family and friends. I mean, that's pretty amazing when you think about that in a public health setting. And also on our Google reviews, which we do spend some time looking at, we've had 1,220 of those, and our rating is 4.2 out of 5 stars. And so you can see a few of those up on the screen, and I'm sure if you talk with Sue afterwards, she'll give you a rundown of all the other health services, and I'm pretty sure that our 4.2 is looking pretty good. So we'll move into the lead pillar, and this is our final pillar, but it's absolutely critical as we expand the influence that we can have across the whole sector. So it focuses on the whole health system, partnering to extend our reach and impact. And it really uses evidence-based healthcare and works with our staff, and importantly our university partners, who are absolutely critical, to train a progressive generation of oral health professionals. So this pillar requires us to forge and strengthen partnerships to expand our reach and impact. So again, this is a pillar that we're not doing on our own, we're working with our most important partners. But it also means that we have to develop evidence-based healthcare practices and collaborate with those university partners to train, as I said, that new generation of oral health professionals. And an important component of that is how we raise our profile of DHSV at a national and international level so that when we speak, people listen. So in terms of the initiatives under the lead pillar, to raise that profile, we delivered a media strategy securing coverage across health and mainstream media. This included partnering with Quit Victoria, Cancer Council of Victoria, Vic Health, the Australian Dental Association, Victorian branch, the University of Melbourne, the University of La Trobe, and on a campaign to highlight the harmful impact of vaping on oral health. And this continues to be a priority for us because we think that's the role we can play in reducing those harmful impacts of vaping. So a standout achievement under that lead pillar was the progression of the Victorian Oral Cancer Screening and Prevention Program. It's funded also by the Department of Health. This program is led by DHSV in partnership with the University of Melbourne Dental School, the Australian Dental Association Victorian branch, and La Trobe University Department of Dentistry and Oral Care. The second phase of the program began in July 2022 with a focus on delivering training and learning resources to help health professionals, including GPs, identify people most at risk of oral cancer and ensure a timely referral. It's often when we've talked a lot about how do we get the mouth back in the body, and those GPs are so important in that role of care. So our Oral Cancer Learning Hub for oral health professionals has been visited more than 10,000 times. And we recently launched a national online learning resource with the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners to ensure GPs have all the tools they need to early detect oral cancer. So during the year, we also published 5 papers in peer-reviewed journals on innovative oral health models and policy issues and presented at state, national and international conferences on DHSV, oral health research and policy. Now, there's not many health services that don't talk about their challenges without starting at the top of the list with their workforce challenges. And that was the same for DHSV, and so those challenges put our dental clinics under pressure. So we began the implementation of our statewide workforce strategy, which focuses on 3 things. One was accelerating the attraction, and retention of oral health workers. 2 was prioritising those employees' experience and professional development. And 3rd is partnering to build the oral health workforce. So as part of that workforce strategy, we introduced a new recruitment management system and a regional relocation payment to attract oral health professionals to work in regional Victoria. So again, when I talked about earlier on the importance of regional Victoria in our statewide responsibility. We also continued to partner with the Department of Health on a Jobs Victoria initiative that places job seekers into dental assistant trainee roles. We've now hired 365 dental assistant trainees as part of intake 1 and 2 in the program. To support the ongoing professional development of staff here at the hospital, we also awarded 25 scholarships to worthy recipients. That will enable them to participate in opportunities to expand their skills and grow their careers. You can read all about these scholarships in our annual report. Now, our annual Oral Health Innovation Conference that we talked about with Colin doing a great welcome to country was a huge success. So we had over 600 people attend that conference from all over the state and from multiple states to be able to learn, network and share their ideas for improving oral health outcomes. And I was there and thoroughly enjoyed it. There was such a great energy around the Innovation Conference. Now, this is one of my favourite photos through Dental Health Services Victoria, because what it does is it shows not only some great smiles, and that's important for us, but also a pretty amazing and prestigious award. And that was winning the International Value-Based Healthcare Prize. It was also recognised by awarding the Victorian Public Healthcare Award for Excellence in Value-Based Healthcare. So you think about all the health services across the whole state, and value-based healthcare is one of the most important initiatives across all those health settings, and DHSV won the award. So that's pretty powerful when you think about the role that DHSV is playing, not just in our health sector, but also across the whole community. And we're also a finalist in the Premier's Primary Healthcare Service of the Year Award. So again, all the health services, there was 3 finalists and we were one of those. So something you should all be incredibly proud of, as I know the entire board is as well. So that recognition is testament to the hard work, dedication and willingness of our people to improve the way we operate. We've emerged as global leaders in value-based healthcare, and we are only getting started. This is a wonderful achievement, and please join me in thanking the team for their tremendous work in this area. So that's a pretty quick overview of the year. As I said, there's lots more detail that you'll be able to read in the annual report that's available today, but we'd also encourage you to download it from our DHSV website. So moving on to some thank yous, and again, I don't want to skip over these because they're really important for all of the people who have played a role in contributing to that incredible success. So there's some important ones. So again, everything we achieve is in collaboration and with great support from the government. So I'd like to thank the Minister for Health, the Honourable Mary Ann Thomas, who has visited us here. I've spent a bit of time with her and she's come to our media events, but she's also just so passionate about improving the oral health of all Victorians, and we can't thank her enough for her support. But also the whole Department of Health, who continued to provide us incredible support and guidance. And again, we can only talk positively about the role the department plays in how we're driving some of these results. So thank you very much. I wanted to thank all my fellow board members who are sitting in the front row. Again, you've never met a group of people who aren't involved in the day-to-day running of the business, but who are fiercely passionate about the role that we can play in improving the oral health of all Victorians. So it's a privilege to work with all of you, and I wanted to say thank you very much. I also wanted to thank our amazing CEO, Susan McKee, who you're going to hear from a little bit later on, our incredible executive team who are all here today, but also our wonderful staff right throughout DHSV, whether it's in RDHM, whether it's in our executive office, or whether it's statewide. They just work so diligently every single day, and it's not something that they take for granted. They're never complacent, but they're absolutely focused on ensuring that we deliver that world-class care. So thank you very much, team. I appreciate everything that you do. But also the strength of DHSV is amplified through strong partnerships across the ecosystem. So I wanted to thank all of our partners for their incredible support and spirit, most importantly, to work together. This includes our community dental agencies, 53 of them across the state, our universities, as well as our oral health champions across health, education, early childhood, diversity, and cultural advancement partners. Thank you for your continued support and collaboration to get us towards that vision. To every single person who works within or as a part of the public oral health sector, we see you and we appreciate everything that you do. It's not easy, there's challenges along the way, but you are making an incredible difference. And those results that we went through, I hope you have a sense of pride about the role that you're playing in contributing to those. Thank you very much. Now, ultimately, our consumers are why we exist. And I want to thank every single one of them, those 336,000 who came in to see us this year, for embracing the services, for providing the feedback, and importantly, spreading the importance of strong oral health. It's also great to see the impact that our Community Advisory Committee, some of them who are here today, and the role that they play, they're making a wonderful contribution to help us improve our services. So as we bring 2023 to a close, there's so much to be proud about. Again, we just scratched the surface with all of those results. But as we look forward to 2024, I actually think we've got a much bigger opportunity next year than what we had this year. It's going to be an incredible year. You're going to hear about some of the priorities that Sue will take you through. But I'm absolutely confident that we're standing here again in 12 months' time, that you're going to see an incredible group of results, but largely because of all the work that every single one of you do. So thank you very much. I appreciate everything you do.
The vision of RDHM is to become the beacon on the hill, or the leading teaching and training organisation and centre of excellence in public oral health. Operation Lighthouse was developed as the starting point for that vision, and the focus of 2023 has been around the 4 key pillars of operational excellence, workforce, service planning and models of care, and strengthening the partnerships with the universities. A lot of work has been completed over the course of the year, and I'm really pleased to be able to report on a number of achievements that has improved access to high quality, safe and effective care for our patients, and has improved the engagement and sustainability of our workforce. So over the past 12 months, more than 33,000 patients have accessed services at RDHM, which has accounted for over 90,000 visits to the hospital for emergency, general, specialist and surgical care. We've redesigned the walk-in model in primary care to increase access for patients access to services for patients who are requiring emergency care. This has allowed us to treat more patients per day and has reduced the length of time that they wait to get this treatment. We've reopened the radiology department following a refurbishment and installation of new imaging equipment. This has enabled imaging services to be returned to RDHM after a period of time where patients had to access imaging through an external provider. The radiology department will soon be expanding the scope of services to include cone beam CT, which will add an additional imaging type to the suite of services for patients and to further enhance treatment planning and care delivery. In the day surgery unit, the team have completed a pilot of conscious sedation for a select cohort of patients, which provides an alternative to a general anaesthetic for those who are highly anxious. This option reduces the risks associated with a general anaesthetic and significantly reduces the post-procedure recovery time for patients. The team in DSU have also commenced a standby patient pilot to improve access for surgery for paediatric patients when we experience a short notice cancellation. And whilst that's still in its infancy, it's already proved to be successful and will continue to be so. This year, we've also launched 2 key operational improvement projects that are aimed to achieve some significant improvements in the operational performance of the hospital and are being led by our newly formed transformation team. The scheduling redesign project aims to streamline the end-to-end processes around patient appointments, scheduling across the hospital to achieve a better experience for our patients and staff. Whilst this project will continue into 2024, we've already achieved a 10% increase in activity compared to last year and a 2% reduction in the failure to attend rate. In the day surgery unit, we launched the Productive Operating Theatre project, which will also continue into 2024, which aims to improve the operational processes and patient and team experience by increasing the safety and reliability of care. As Dave mentioned before, our patients have reported a very positive experience through our patient-reported experience measures. Each patient is invited to complete a survey after their visit to provide feedback on their experience. In 2023, 91% of patients, as Dave mentioned, responded that they would recommend RDHM to their family and friends, and 94% of patients rated the quality of the treatment they received as good or excellent. So they really are results to be proud of. In July, we established a dedicated RDHM quality and safety team to provide focus on the hospital and partner with the clinical teams to drive our quality systems. We've strengthened the Quality and Safety Committee and performance reporting to ensure that our systems deliver high quality, safe and reliable care. We've also commenced quality and safety walkarounds in the clinical areas to improve our safety climate through engagement of the senior leadership team with the frontline staff to discuss and resolve quality and safety concerns in their areas. We've also made a substantial investment in new equipment across the hospital to align with new technology and support the delivery of care to patients. Over the course of the year, we've also worked hard to improve staff engagement, and I was delighted with our recent People Matters survey results for RDHM. Of the 450 employees in the RDHM portfolio, 70% of staff completed the survey, and we increased our staff engagement by 6%, which really is an outstanding result and something we can all be very proud of. Over 2023, we welcomed 99 new members of staff into RDHM, and this has included 20 dental assistant trainees across the 2 intakes of the Dental Assistant Trainee Initiative. I'm very pleased to report that all the trainees from the first cohort who recently completed the program are transitioning into ongoing roles with RDHM. We also welcomed 6 graduate dentists into the inaugural Graduate Dentist program in 2023, and all of these graduates are continuing their employment with RDHM next year, which is great. These programs will continue in 2024 and will also be adding a graduate oral health therapist program, which is really aligned with our workforce strategy, so it has been a great success too. In March, the oral surgery unit was assessed by the Royal Australian College of Dental Surgeons for the oral and maxillofacial surgical training program, and we were delighted to achieve accreditation for the maximum time frame of 5 years. RDHM is the only hospital in Victoria to achieve a 5-year accreditation, so this is really an outstanding achievement. Based on the feedback from the staff at RDHM, this year we implemented a new communication cadence to improve the quality and reach of communication to our staff. In addition to normal email communication, we've also added a range of other channels, including Teams, TV screens across the staff areas, and displaying QR codes to download key information. We've also embedded a suite of communication tools to socialise our key messages across our suite of change programs. This year has also seen us reset the operating rhythm between the hospital and our university partners to improve communication and to provide a mechanism to resolve operational issues to ensure that we with the universities are enabling a great patient experience and creating a best practice learning environment for the students who learn here. In August, following a comprehensive review and consultation process, we launched the new RDHM brand, which I'm really pleased to see to the side there, which includes a new contemporary logo and provides RDHM with its own identity. As part of the brand rollout, we launched the new RDHM website in November with improved tools to assist navigating the site, whether you're a patient seeking our services, a clinician seeking guidance, or a prospective employee looking for our careers page. We've also recently launched a dedicated RDHM social media channels on Facebook and Instagrams to showcase the great work of our people and the work that we do. So please join them and like the posts as a result. Earlier this month, and after an extensive consultation process, I was very pleased to launch RDHM's Beacon on the Hill strategy, which is our 3-year plan to become the centre of excellence in public oral health services for our community and the lead teaching and training organisation for the oral health workforce in Victoria. The strategy comprises of 3 main pillars across care, teaching and research, with key priorities to focus on from 2024 to 2026 to achieve the vision. So we look forward to building that out early in the new year. In closing, RDHM has had a fantastic year and we've achieved a lot. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of the wonderful staff who come to work at RDHM each and every day and provide excellent care to our patients, as without them, none of this can be achieved. So I look forward to 2024. And with that, thank you.
Thanks, Rebecca, for the highlights of RDHM. Some fantastic work that's been going on, and I too am extraordinarily proud of the work that that team do, but also the fantastic engagement results that we've had in the last little while, which I think is really something to celebrate. And that goes to the work of all the people that work for RDHM, not only those that were leading and actually helping the communication and improving the way that we do things, but for the team to lean in to actually being part of the change that we're trying to drive. So well done, team. So thanks, Dave, also for the overview of the year. That was a bit of a tome for you. Sorry about that. Can't help it. We do great work. But what I'm now going to actually look is to the future and how we focus on what it is that's important and how we build that future of a Victoria that is disease and cavity free. Our mission is to deliver the world's best oral and dental healthcare. In order to do that, we need to build a learning organisation that researches and implements world's leading practice. Our strategic direction is supported by an annual business plan, keeps us accountable and focused. So what are we doing to achieve this vision, and how are we going to make Victoria disease and cavity free? Over the coming year, we will continue to focus on meeting our activity targets. It's extremely important to us that we actually see as many people as we possibly can. We want to continue to implement our statewide workforce strategy, extend the reach of our Smile Squad and our specialised services. We're planning on the introduction of the new oral health record across the state, which will give us one instance of titanium, which will enable clinicians to see all the patients that they treat, not just parts of it. And we'll continue to progress Operation Lighthouse. And as Beck said, that will transition to the Beacon on the Hill. All of this will be underpinned by the principles of value-based healthcare and a commitment to diversity, inclusion and gender equity. We will also continue to advocate for oral health as a vital component of general health and wellbeing at a local, national and international level. We'll be placing a lot of our energy into seeing as many people as we possibly can, particularly those in our priority groups, while reducing the time that people need to wait for care. Our workforce strategy, of course, is a huge part of what we need to do, because without the workforce, we cannot do the work that we need to do. So we will continue to implement the statewide workforce strategy, addressing chairside vacancy gaps in particular. The strategy focuses on accelerating the attraction and retention of oral health workers by improving our systems and processes as we recruit and onboard new employees, building career pathways to support learning and development, embed our inclusion and engagement strategies to support worker wellbeing and the employee experience, and continue to partner with the universities and our community dental agencies to build the oral healthcare workforce for the future. Dave also mentioned we ramped up the rollout of Smile Squad and will continue to extend its reach. With the rising cost of living, it's more important than ever for us to save families not just time but money via the free care and the distribution of dental packs across the state. As always, we cannot do this alone, and it is with our community dental agencies playing an extremely vital role. We continue to work with the schools to develop new and novel ways of getting to see the students. We've introduced some webinars, we've introduced some telehealth consults, and actually looking at the ways that we can use the infrastructure that we've got. So the Smile Squad vans, how can we use those more innovatively when they're not being in use at the school? The regional hubs, Dave's already spoken about these. So we have 3 regional hubs that we've been supported to set up. The one in Bendigo is already up and running and doing some great work, particularly in the paediatric space. And the one in Latrobe Valley and Geelong will be set up early in the new year. We have the contracts all signed and delivered. We know where those spaces are going to be. We actually just need the services to be up and running. As Beck said, the Beacon on the Hill strategy about the care, the teaching and the research is really important to drive the work that we do at RDHM, and a very clear strategy on how we will improve the services that we provide. The other exciting part of that is RDHM has changed their name. DHSV is also looking to change our name to truly understand what it is that we do. We are looking to change our name to Oral Health Victoria. We haven't got all of the things lined up to do that yet, but that is our plan. We have not looked at DHSV's brand or its name since 1996 when we started. So it is a little time for us. It is definitely time for us to continue that piece of work. The other part, which is a really exciting part of what we're going to be doing next year, is actually the ground floor redevelopment at RDHM. We're extremely excited about this. We're undergoing a full renovation with the tender processes currently underway. We've consulted with RDHM staff, we've consulted with our consumers, we've consulted with specialists, particularly in the inclusion space, and that the new space will give us a variety of consulting rooms and will ensure we create a space that is welcoming for visitors and our patients. The new ground floor includes general and special needs consultation rooms, a new social work office, multi-faith room, Aboriginal liaison space, information desk, a coffee kiosk, which I know all the staff are very excited about, and various waiting areas so that it's comfortable and light-filled as people come into our space. I've already talked about the electronic health record, but DHSV, in collaboration with Titanium Solutions, is building a new EOHR. Currently across the state, we have 50 instances of Titanium, one for each agency. Well, actually not even each agency, one for each site. Which means patients may be in multiple systems, maybe on multiple waiting lists. So it's really important as we move forward that we can create a network that is lined up. In 2024, we will launch the new EOHR statewide. We know that oral disease hinders a person's ability to eat, drink and speak, affecting school attendance and participation in the workforce. Poor oral health is associated with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, adverse pregnancy outcomes and preventable oral disease, accounting for over 80,000 preventable hospitalisations each year. Despite this, the mouth is treated as separate to the rest of the body. The exclusion from Medicare creates a large financial and structural barrier to people accessing care. As the lead oral health agency in Victoria, we have the responsibility to remove these barriers and advocate for universal healthcare. Since the end of last financial year, we've continued strong advocacy for oral health at a local, national and international level. In August, I travelled to Canberra with our Chief Strategy and Engagement Officer and our Director of Policy to meet with senators, ministerial staff and MPs to advocate for oral reform. We've developed a policy position paper on improving the oral health for all Australians. Moving forward, we're going to ramp up this advocacy, work in collaboration with our partners. Last month, the Senate Select Committee into the provision of access of dental services handed down their final report. The report highlights Australia's current inequitable oral healthcare system and shines a light on a particular barrier to care for priority populations, including people living in regional and remote areas and people who are economically and socially disadvantaged. The report provides 35 recommendations for oral health reform, many of which align with DHSV's long-term goals of a pathway to universal access to oral health care and the establishment of a Chief Oral Health Officer for Australia. While there's no quick fix or solutions, implementation of these recommendations over time has the potential to significantly improve the oral health of all Australians. We will continue to make submissions to the state, to the national and international plans and policies to ensure oral health does not fall out of priority lists. Though our newly established relationship with all Australian parliamentarians, we will continue to put the pressure on government to take incremental steps towards a universal dental scheme in Australia. That's way too long for my picture to be up there. I want to reiterate Dave's sentiments that none of this is possible without all the incredibly skilled staff, caring and dedicated people working in the public oral health sector. it can be extremely challenging. But when you look at how far we've come and what it is that we're doing, it really is worth it. Thank you to everyone who is working with us to create a Victoria that is disease and cavity free. I hope you all enjoy some downtime over the festive break. You have more than certainly earned it. Before I go on to the next part, which is a bit of a celebration about some of our incredible staff, has anybody got any questions for me? No? Okay, now the really fun part. Today, for the first time, we're going to present 3 new staff awards. Go past that one. To superstars within our organisation. DHSV staff were nominated by their colleagues and the winners were selected by a judging panel, which was myself, Beck and Tim Hogan. We have 3 awards to present: the Quality Patient Care Award, the All-Star Award and the Outstanding Team Player Award. So first up, we have the Quality Patient Care Award. This is for someone who demonstrates the outstanding patient care. They go above and beyond to provide high quality, respectful care to our patients. This year's nominees. So we have Dan Andreas Coker, who's the head of the unit for paediatric department in paediatrics. We have Josh Puldando, who's the assistant accountant in finance, who's here. And we have Seth Dipatira, who's the head of unit for oral surgery and oral and maxillofacial surgical unit. Drum roll, please. And the winner of this prestigious award goes to Dan Andreas Coker, who I see sitting in the second row. You now get to stand there, Dan, and be embarrassed while I tell you why people nominated you. So if you'd like to just stand... No, stay there. So this is what Dan's peers said about him. Dan is an example of great leadership who demonstrates all DHSV values. He's an excellent role model, great listener, and has continued interest in building trust amongst clinicians and support staff, his patients and their families. He's a quiet achiever and is accepting of others' differences in opinions and beliefs. He ensures all his staff and paediatric postgraduate students are answerable for their decisions and actions. This includes himself and as the head of unit. He's reliable and demonstrates integrity at all times. Dan is an understanding team player who seeks feedback and opinions, always exploring ways to improve paediatric services through collective effort from within his unit and the operations team. He has a great vision for paediatric unit and provision of excellent patient care. Well done, Dan. I told you had to stand there and be embarrassed. Yeah. He's not a quiet achiever for nothing. Thanks, Dan. I think another round of applause. Okay, next we have the All-Star Award, which is for someone who lives and breathes the DHS values of respect, accountability. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, but that was the right thing. It's just said the wrong thing. Don't worry about that. This is what happens when you let the CEO play with the slide deck. So this is the All-Star Award, which is for someone who lives and breathes the DHSV values of respect, accountability, collaboration and transformation. They regularly demonstrate our values and stand out for the positive impact they make in the workplace. And the nominees are... It's really the All-Star Award, just so you know. Oh, is it? Okay. So if you just remember what I said about quality patients a minute ago and translate this to now. So, I give up. So Bianca Resch, who's the dental assistant from Integrated Specialist Care. Yay. Michelle Horn from anaesthetics in the day surgery unit. And Sachi Joshi, who's a dental assistant from Specialist Care. So this is the Quality Patient Award. So, and the winner is Bianca Resch, who's a dental assistant from Integrated Specialist Care. Bianca, you two have to stand there and listen to what your team said about you. So Bianca was actually nominated twice by her peers, and here are some of the things that they said. When Bianca first started, only just over a year ago, it was noted her immediate positive rapport with patients from all ages and needs. The way Bianca builds trust with patients and can read their cues, giving her the ability to offer them better support, comes naturally to her and proves her to be a great asset to our team. Bianca does not shy away from challenging situations. She will always do her best and talk about how she could improve next time. She's been someone who will go above and beyond every day for both the patients and the other staff. Bianca always helps any visiting staff in getting equipment, orientating them and helping the trainees in the unit. She's always checking on others and ensuring that all the DAs have their breaks. Bianca has been particularly excellent at connecting with children, no matter their age, and making them feel more comfortable in the clinic. Without any prompting, Bianca has engaged and distracted children while the clinician is consulting with parents and ensuring that the parents' needs are met. This is not an easy skill, and it takes some DAs years to be able to master it, but Bianca's been able to do that in a year. So congratulations. Congratulations.
Just gotta make sure my double chin doesn't come in. But
Sasha's awesome at it, trust me.
thank you.
Don't drop that.
Thank you.
Okay, hopefully I've got this one right. So finally, the Outstanding Team Player Award. The team player is an asset not only to their own team, but the whole organisation. Their enthusiasm, willingness to support their colleagues and collaborate collaboratively and nurture helps to foster a positive team environment. And this year's nominees are Josie Spadaro, who's the project manager from Capital Works. Neha, who's the dental laboratory administrator. And Sky Doyle, our communications advisor, brand and communications team. And the winner is Sky Doyle. So Sky, you two have to stand there and so this is what Sky's team said about her, or the people who nominated Sky. Sky's exceptional collaboration skills and dedication to highlighting our collective achievements makes her an invaluable member of our team. Sky excels in seamlessly working with colleagues across the organisation, ensuring their stories and projects are celebrated in our internal communications like Chatterbox and Newsbite. Her efforts in showcasing diverse team contributions has bolstered our community spirit. Her meticulous work on major projects, notably the annual report, you'll see one that we prepared earlier downstairs, RDHM's hospital rebrand and the development of the new website showcases her commitment and attention to detail. Sky's ability to manage complex tasks and her high standard is remarkable. Renowned for approachability, Sky is a central figure for colleagues seeking advice. Her desk is a frequent stop for many, seeking her insights and solutions, reflecting her vast knowledge and eagerness to assist. Sky's dedication extends beyond professional achievements. She takes time to understand each of the team members, highlighting not only their work, contributions, but their personal interests. This approach has fostered deep connections within our team, and I would say within the entire organisation. Sky is more than just a team player. She's a cornerstone of our organisational spirit. Her collaborative nature, dedication to storytelling and supportive role make her an outstanding candidate for this award. And I could not agree more. Beautiful. Thank you. So thank you to all of our nominees. Thank you to all of the people who nominated our nominees. We had over 49 nominations across the organisation, so thank you for everybody that took the time to recognise your colleagues. With that, I would like to bring the 29th Annual General Meeting of Dental Health Services Victoria to a close. Thank you all for attending today, and please join us downstairs for some canapes and drinks.